Hi and welcome to the Roast Recap, a look back on the week that was. And with the group stage of the World Cup over just this morning, we thought we'd take a minute's silence to remember all the teams that didn't make it through to the finals. But then we thought, this is a 10-minute show, a minute is 10% of our entire show, football's just a game and we didn't make it through, so f*** it, who cares? Instead of a minute's silence, we've put together some of the week's news in this handy package. First up, Mark Humphries with the headlines.
More than 700 people have swum naked in a Tasmanian river to mark the winter solstice. At least that's what they told police. The swim was part of an arts and music festival called Dark Mofo. Mofo, of course, being slang for morpho. The nude swim was attended by dozens of onlookers, or perverts. Participants in the swim wore red caps so as to spot who was there for the event and who just had their junk out at the beach. The swim, which is the closing event of the festival, is understood to have been the brainchild of local man Dennis. Figures released by Treasury show cigarette sales have fallen, except of course among really cool people. The drop in sales is being attributed to the introduction of plain packaging, and we've got an image of just how plain those packages are. Plain packaging, of course, is the concept that logo-free, homogenised packaging will make the risk of a slow, painful death less appealing. The new data means we have an answer to the question asked by British American Tobacco CEO David Crowe in 2011.
What proof does the government have that their plain packaging experiment will work?
A 3.4% drop in cigarette sales from the Federal Treasury, you dirty dog. Eat crow, David Crowe. Japanese scientists have unveiled an android that reads the news. No, it's not ABC News Breakfast Michael Rowland. It's Kodomoroid, and to answer your question, no, you can't have sex with it. Kodomoroid is one of two androids unveiled at Tokyo's National Museum of Emerging Science and Innovation, and as you can see, they will kill you. Kodomoroid told reporters she's an ambitious robot.
My dream is to have my own TV show in the future.
A robot hosting its own TV show? What would that look like?
Hello, I'm Andrew Bolt, and this is the Bolt Report.
Luis Suarez, the only soccer player who needs a mouth guard to protect other players, is preparing his defence after FIFA charged him with biting an Italian opponent. Suarez is facing a lengthy ban if found guilty of biting Italy's Giorgio Chiellini, seen here looking delicious. His lawyers only have a short time to put together his defence, and I'd love to hear his explanations. Your Honour, I thought the phrase was bite it like Beckham. His shoulder bit my teeth. Nike told me to just do it. Chiellini is a superfood. Biting is part of my religion. I'm Jewish. Once this case is finished, FIFA will be turning their attention to the world's most prolific shoulder biter, Pierce Brosnan. For the roast, I'm Mark Humphries.
Thank you, Mark. Now, if the Australian Labor Party is good at one thing, it's beating itself up. So it was no surprise that this week began with a release of the Labor Review into the party's poor performance in the 2013 election. The findings were less you slouch a bit and more you overthrow and backstab your leaders way too often. And while it's great to recognise your own flaws, just because you know what you've done wrong doesn't mean you won't do it again.
My dear Warden, I now realise that stabbing the spines of my closest friends and family members was an undesirable outcome for all involved.
Well, we believe you've learnt your lesson, so you're free to go, backstabber. Just need to return your items. Ah, yes, your knife.
Thank you, my dear Warden.
I'll stab your back! Ah! And a quick one for you! Ah! But backstabber, you said you'd learnt the error of your ways.
My dear Warden, it's in my nature.
All of that could have been avoided if they just didn't give him the knife back or tried to stop him when he started stabbing people. Honestly, typical Labor. Wouldn't have happened under Howard. This week also saw North Korea threaten to punish our Foreign Minister Julie Bishop for criticising the leadership of Kim Jong-un. The North Korean people were furious about that because being punished for saying anything critical of their government is kind of their thing. Her comments caused such an outrage they even made the headlines in the Hermit Kingdom's own daily satirical news show.
To news from lesser nations now, and Australia's Foreign Minister made reckless invectives and slandering triumphant nation of Korea. The comments were made by Julie Bishop, seen here conceding the inherent inferiority of her country. She was probably jealous that she's never marched next to a missile with 40,000 friends. You will die soon, stooge of the United States. Up next, sport, where Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un has won the World Cup with a hole-in-one. We'll be right back.
Have you ever heard anyone slander the dignity of our Supreme Leader? Who was it and where did they live? We command you to tell us. At DPRKTV or hashtag Twitter is not allowed.
Obviously, because Twitter's not allowed, you'll have to let the government know about your insubordination via the lost art of the letter. And from one North Asian country with draconian laws to another now. In Japan, lawmakers are considering retiring a 65-year-old ban on late-night dancing that has been in place since World War II. And it's about time. You know the retirement age in Japan is 60. The plan to ease the restrictions was brought about thanks to a coordinated protest movement by Japanese citizens, with over 150,000 people signing a petition. The question, of course, was what was it that mobilised Japanese youth to protest so effectively?
Welcome to Dance Dance Revolution. Revolution. Left, left, right. Great job. Perfect. Oh no, the police. Fight for your right to dance. Right punch. Right punch. Dodge the mace. Knee to the groin. Combo. Level up. Riot time. Stomp on the heads of your enemies. Left stomp. Left stomp. Left stomp. Left stomp. Double stomp. Oh yeah. Great violence. Level up. Overthrow the government. Rewrite the Constitution. Dance the night away, comrade. You did it. Viva la revolution. Now, assassinate the emperor.
Wow, Mark can dance. Unfortunately, Japanese police officers hunted him down, harpooned him, and now serve him raw with rice. Wednesday night saw Clive Palmer meet with Al Gore, who convinced Palmer of the existence of man-made climate change. Palmer then met with Al Green, who convinced Clive to take him to the river. And as a result of the Gore meeting, Palmer announced his new climate change stance. Palmer United will vote to scrap the carbon tax, but will support the introduction of a new emissions trading scheme. It's a lot to take in, but it is easier to absorb in the form of a children's satirical cartoon ages 0 and up.
It's Lammy and the Brick.
In Climate Change a Go-Go.
And I said, I don't care what 97% of climate scientists say, I don't believe it. Brick, brick. Who's that?
Oh boy, it's Academy Award winner Al Gore.
Al Gore?
Palmosaurus, you know who I am. I've come to talk to you about climate change.
No Al's gonna change my policies on climate change.
Sounds like you've been speaking to the wrong Hals. I've got a great slideshow for you.
Well, make it quick. I have a meeting in half an hour.
That's all I need. Okay, so the rate at which energy is received from the sun and the rate at which it is lost.
You lost me.
So air moves around the world.
No.
Okay, so here's a frog in boiling water.
Right. Can I eat the frog?
No, you are the frog.
I'm the frog?
Yes.
I'm the frog. I'm the air. Oh my God! Al Gore has changed my mind on climate change, so I've decided to implement an emissions trading scheme. But only when all Australia's trading partners do so. Now, if you'll excuse us, we have to go to an urgent dinner. Something about a frog soup.
Clive Palmer, slowly being moulded into something we can respect if he actually follows through with what he's saying and understands it all properly.
Well, that reminds me, I have to go to an urgent dinner myself. Good night. No time to hit you up. Dinner for one means I don't have to share. It's good. It's a good show tonight. Got him.
Mm.